BBVA Compass Stadium, home of Houston Dynamo, two-time defending Eastern Conference champion as they take on Sporting Kansas City.
Davis and Boniek Garcia stay on those sides, but maybe tuck in a little bit to create through the middle. Will Bruin's going to have Omar Cummings. The pace of Cummings is going to stretch that back. Luckily, when Benny Feilhaber comes in the game, that means it moves Grandzusi up top. Maybe one reason that Peter Vermes goes for this in this game is with Chabala in, the new left back, they want Grandzusi to get it one-on-one.
So for the third consecutive year, the Houston Dynamo stand in the way of Sporting Kansas City's progress in the MLS Cup postseason. This series is over 2 games, 180 minutes, and the equation is pretty simple. Whoever has the more goals when the final whistle blows at Sporting Park on November the 23rd will reach MLS Cup. Beasler aiming for that right-hand side of the field to Chance Myers. He gets the header in above Chabala. Zusi. Jacob Peterson on the penalty spot. Zusi into the area he goes. Jacob Peterson is there as a wonderful dummy by Nagamura. And what an opportunity that was for Jacob Peterson. The best of the game so far.
Well, this is the first of Grandzusi getting an opportunity. You see he makes that inside run that draws Chabala just for a second. Great flick on. Now he's isolated 1v1 against Bruner. Drags it. Great trailing run. It's behind Nagamura. He's not going to be able to get a shot on that. Smart to let it run. But you can see Peterson just getting it underneath his feet. Can't get solid contact on it. Chance goes wide.
And Clark. Intelligent ball. Here's Boniek Garcia. Left-footed to Ricardo Clark, who tried to maneuver himself around Russell. They've still got it here, Houston. Cummings. Sarkodie wants the return. The flag goes up. The crowd think it'll count. It won't. The flag went up instantly. It wasn't by much. It was a super move by the Houston Dynamo. Was the through ball a split second late? Let's take a look.
Well, terrific little 1-2 combination.
It's close.
He's maybe just leaning off. That's the hardest call that a referee's assistant can make when you have one player sprint in one direction and the entire back line stepping up. You have to follow the timing of when the ball's touched and where the player is. I think that referee's assistant maybe just gets that call right, but barely.
He missed the 2006 and 2007 MLS Cups, both won by Houston. One with yellow card accumulation, another was part of a 9-match ban after a clash with Carlos Ruiz. It was a record suspension from Major League Soccer at the time. And his day is done here today. He has played in an MLS Cup subsequently against the LA Galaxy. What does this mean for Houston, Kyle? Driver is a winger, isn't he? Is this Brad Davis going infield?
It's either Brad Davis or Boniek Garcia moving into the center. They give each other a big hug right before the game as well. But when the game starts, they're competitors.
Now what can Houston produce here? Right footed from Garcia, it's a good one, it's an excellent save. Watched well by Jimmy Nielsen. Long from Grandzusi, looking for Teal Bunbury.
Free kick bending away from Jimmy Nielsen. And a lot of times you see goalkeepers, when it's right on the edge of the range of their dive, stick out one hand and just try to get maybe a hand to it, but he immediately gets both hands out as far as they can go and just making the save, not worrying about where that ball goes.
Here it comes from Beasler, just over the head of Colin. And the shot comes in from Bunbury, it's a good one. Sarkodie was on the near post. The value of having a man on the post. Header clear by Chabala. Now Nagamura, left-footed. That's a chance of a breakaway here. Brad Davis gives it away though. Beasler with a long-range drive. It's Boswell with the clearance. Now Bruin. Inside of Sinovic. He's all alone, but here comes Omar Cummings. What an effort that is! Oh, it must have been 35 yards out. Just over the crossbar. The same end that Adam Moffat smashed one in last season between these sides. Just over the bar, and a smile from Jimmy Nielsen at the audacity.
Well, and it comes from Houston being bunkered in on this set-piece opportunity where they weren't really able to get out. Man on the post making the play. Out alone and just rips this one. There wasn't another Houston Dynamo player catching up with them, so he said, why not? Has a strike, and Jimmy Nielsen probably has that one saved, but from 35 yards out to get a goalkeeper in full extension, it's got to be a special effort.
Jimmy sends in a deep service towards Boswell. He heads it down. Opportunity here. Still there, Craval. Excellent challenge by Peterson. Driver with the drive. And another one from Garcia. And they can bring it clear, Sporting Kansas City through Fail Harbour. Teal Bunbury sprinting down the centre. Russell is there as well. Helps it on its way. Bunbury tries to turn by Chabala. Peter Vermees wants the foul. It's not forthcoming. And the game just becoming stretched early in the second half.
Watch Boswell curl off to the far post. Completely unmarked. Nods it back. Difficult skill there. The overhead kick from Weaver. In the end, too many bodies in front of Nielsen.
Knows that Chabala has advanced on a rare occasion other than throw-ins down that left-hand side. Here he is on the end of that ball from Bruno. Onto the right foot. And it goes. Weaver's there with the header! Nicely worked by Houston, but it was straight at Jimmy Nielsen in the end.
On the fresh legs of Chabala. The Dynamo have to use to their advantage. Great first touch. Powerful header. A little too far out. Difficult to beat a goalkeeper from there. Gets all the power. Nielsen just shuffling over. Great cross from Chabala on his weaker foot.
Well, he's played his part in the last 14 games, Cam Weaver, mostly from the bench. Slip from Collar, gets away with it. Fail Harbour. Bunbury making a diagonal run. It creates a huge gap behind him, and it can be filled here by Graham Zusi, but he's going alone. Fail Harbour thought that had a chance. Goal kick.
Well, that's exactly what I mean about Benny Failhaber. Great skill, drags it underneath his plant foot. Has a shot, doesn't get any bend on it. If he does, I think that troubles the goalkeeper, but look at this skill. Drags it with the sole of his foot.
Beasley with the throw, it's a good one. Collins there over the bar. Well, he's been waiting for that opportunity all day.
Well, Collins didn't have to move that much on this one, and again, there's that absolute rope of a throw-in, and Collin right outside the penalty spot. No one bumps him. He can rise up, nods it just over the bar, and if you can't rise up and win the ball, you have to at least knock Collin off balance a little bit.
But Kinnear and Houston are going through right here in the first leg. Weaver. Ooh, is that a trip by Aurelian Collin? It's a goal kick. He's walking the tightrope here, Aurelian Collin. Weaver gets back to his feet. Let's take another look. He steps on his foot.
Yeah, a little bit.
In the penalty area. There's a time for one last breakaway. Collin thumps it forward. Only Dwyer to aim for, and Kevin Stott blows for full time. There's more perspiration than inspiration this afternoon at BBVA Compass Stadium. Two exhausted sets of players play out a goalless draw in the first leg of the Eastern Conference Championship.